Talk to a little bit about your experience and how was it? What were the feelings that you felt when you were in high school and you were like ROTC kid, only black kid on the tennis team? You had to drive a big old van around from time to time.
Man,
In that journey.
man, it's interesting that a lot of people they get they have a problem with being different, and a lot of people want to assimilate into whatever the premier culture is. And I remember this one time, man, and you probably remember it. We was living on the base. I don't know if we were living on the base, and it doesn't matter. But I remember I was working, and so I went to the PX, man, and I saw this dope Carl Kanai outfit. And so I wanted to get this Carl Kanai outfit because I was like, man, I'm gonna be the man if I wear this Carl Kanai outfit in school. So I put it on layaway, and I remember getting it off layaway, and I was super excited, and I put it on, and it just wasn't me. I wasn't feeling it. And I had worked my butt off to save my money to be able to buy that suit. I mean, layaway, you think about that, man. I ain't thought about layaway. Man, I ain't thought about layaway in forever, right? But I had that suit on layaway, and it was a Carl Kanai jean suit. And I remember putting it on, and I took it off and I returned it because it wasn't me. And I had learned years ago not to try to force who I am, not to try to force my ability to assimilate, not to try to force my way into what is not me. And so I learned that early on. Now, did it cost me some things? Yes. For everything you give up, you gain some. For everything you gain, you got to give up something. And so I was able to gain my individuality by giving up the opportunity to assimilate into the mainstream culture or to assimilate into the group that everybody liked. Did that suck sometimes? Yes. Did that hurt sometimes? Yes. I'm not gonna lie, we all want to be loved. And as we all want to be loved, man, what better way to be loved than to be part of the in crowd? What better way to be loved than to be the one who got the freshest fits on, who got the newest shoes on? Like, everybody wants that. I won't deny that. I wanted that. But I was able to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And
Can you think of different, when you had those moments, can you think of different things that you would do? Like when you had those moments and you were by yourself, can you recall any of, I know you talk about the feeling, but like, can you recall of how during that time and at that age in life, how you dealt with it?
I don't recall the specifics of how I dealt with it. Now, I will say that I really poured myself into the time to get good at tennis. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of my ways of dealing with it.
Okay.
And then I also understood what I had painted a picture of what success looked like for me.
Okay.
So if we go back to high school and we just talk about my junior year and my senior year, and the reason I bring those 2 years up is because I had painted what a picture of success looked like. That picture of success looked like a good job where I got to dress up.
Okay.
So by this time I had my car, my little Ford Escort, four-speed Ford Escort.
Hey, we was riding
Man,
that
we was mobbing out in that car, right? So I had the Ford Escort car. I got the job. The job was working at the credit union, right? And then because I got the job at the credit union, I convinced them to give me a stipend to go and get dress clothes. So now I had sport coats, I had slacks, I had nice dress shoes, and I wore shirts and ties every day to school. And I knew I stood out, but I stood out in a good way for me, because that's what made me feel good. And by doing that, it allowed me to not get lost in, I need the new tennis shoes. Because I knew that people were looking at me as like, man, he's dressed really nice. Why are you always dressed so nice? And so I took pride in that. And that was what I used as leverage to protect my mental space, to be comfortable being different and standing out.
Okay.
Right? Because I painted this picture of what success was going to look like. And once I painted that picture of what success was going to look like, I began to live it. Once I began to live it, I began to get comfortable with it. Once I got comfortable with it, it no longer was about what I don't have. It no longer was about I'm trying to be like them or that. It became me just being me. And even now, at 46 years old, bruh, there's still times where I'm like, man, Maybe I should do X, Y, Z. Maybe I could be this other thing. Maybe I could be this other person, or maybe I should get into this other stuff. And then I just remind myself, no, man, stay true to who you are. Stay on brand. Don't try to assimilate into the culture. Don't try to be what you're not. Don't try to, don't, like, don't get lost in the discomfort of being different. But I've done it so long now, man, that it becomes normal. It's normalized for me. And as I normalize being different, I respect the fact that people notice it. I respect the fact that people that I value and that I respect, they notice it.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to think about this, man. A lot of times, people are looking for validation from people that don't matter. Bro, like, I don't care if there's 100 women over there that look really good. What am I looking for their validation for if I don't get the validation from my wife?
Very true.
Right? Like, there could be 100 dudes over there that look like they part of the culture or whatever the case may be, but why do I need their validation? The validation that I'm looking for, if I am looking for validation and I'm not, is from people that I highly respect and regard, people that I consider successful, people that I aspire to be like. And if I can get the nod from them brothers, from them sisters, then I'm gonna be okay. Then I'm gonna stay firm in being me. I'm gonna stay firm in being the individual that I am. I'm gonna stand tall and being different. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing, bruh. I mean, like, and I could still get it in with the culture. I could still listen to the music, but I'm not out here like a hardhead. I don't need to wear J's everywhere I go, and I'm good with that.
They hurt your feet after a while.
I mean, no, I put insoles in mine, bro. Mine's is comfortable. I don't know about you. I pay a lot of money to put them special insoles into my J's so they can look fresh.
I like what you said, though, because to me, I think that's the nugget for anybody listening to this. You basically said, start branding yourself as early as possible. We live in the social media era. So
Bruh.
Create your own brand based upon the life that you want to live.
Bro, I didn't even think of it like that, man. You just remixed what I just said, but I
Absolutely.
like that. Start branding yourself. But that's powerful, man, because you are a brand. We all are an individual brand. And to that point, let me just pause right there. You know what I'm saying? If you take
a little pause.
Yeah, let me pause. Yeah, let me pause right there. If you're taking notes, this is where you take the note at. Like, do you want an individual brand, or do you want your brand to be affiliated with everybody else because you're trying to assimilate and fit into everybody else's culture? Because you're trying to assimilate and be like everybody else? Or do you want your brand to stand on its own? See, when you are an individual, when you're okay and being uncomfortable, when you are comfortable with being yourself, that's when you create your own brand. And when you create your own brand, it stands on its own. It doesn't need any justification. It doesn't need to be affiliated with anybody else. That's the power of being you. That's the power of being an individual. That's the power of being comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's how you make the impossible possible. That's how you actually achieve these goals. That's why I have the level of success that I have. Because I never got lost in the crowd. I never got lost in groupthink. I never got lost in trying to be something I'm not. I never got lost in the crowd. So be comfortable being uncomfortable. Be comfortable being you. Be comfortable with who you are, and build your brand and be intentional about everything you do.